A couple thoughts. The first is obviously the fact that they singled out Bristol County when they know that this pension law affects every sheriff's department. I think made most people pretty suspect as to what the motivations were. But aside from that, it's good that the issue's out there. That's important. But with regards to the content of the article, look, I hire people not for the purposes of seeing them retire. I hire them because I'm trying to pick the best of the best so that we can continue our quest for national accreditation and ultimately reach the Triple Crown. We've gotten the double certification. We just need the last piece, which is law enforcement. And the people that they cited in the article, I think, speak volumes to the fact that this is not a sheriff's problem. This belongs in the legislature. The legislature created this law. It's existed long before I became the sheriff. And to suggest that somehow we're hiring people for the sake of giving them better benefits is outrageous. Look, I recruited the DOC commissioner that they cite in that article, and she actually was as disappointed as we were that she had to leave so quickly because she, frankly, had her mother and her father. Her father, I guess, started to fail worse than the mother, and she had to leave and become the caregiver. She wasn't planning on leaving, but regardless, the suggestion that she upped her pension. Look, if I can get the DOC commissioner to come in and somebody with 30 some odd years of experience to come become our superintendent, and for a lot less than she was getting paid for the DOC, I'd be a fool not to do it, because when you get people with that kind of experience, they can help you streamline the operation more and save more money by bringing in new ideas and things that have worked in other places. So this is part of what you do in business. But is there a need for reform on pension law? Absolutely. And I think this probably, if anything, it highlights the fact that probably sheriffs and other people will, until the reform comes, maybe be a little more sensitive looking toward, maybe the motives without discriminating, because you have to be careful that you don't discriminate against people and say, well, you worked for another government agency, so you might be able to retire sooner or at a higher level, so I can't hire you. You got to be careful about discrimination. But there's ways to pay attention, and I think the best way we can deal with this issue is have the legislature finally do what they should be doing, and have the courage to tackle it and arrange it in a way that the taxpayers are getting a fair deal for the people who they're paying to work for their government agencies. And if the state legislature will grab a hold of this thing and sit down and work through it, perhaps we won't have these kinds of loopholes that people can otherwise use. But again, clearly, this is the responsibility of the state legislature. This is the equivalent of the state legislature passing a law. This is the first time we've heard this kind of situation with this pension stuff. But this is the equivalent, state legislature passing a law that allows people to turn right on red. And then when everybody starts taking advantage of the law and they start to have traffic congestion, they start blaming the police that it's not working properly. They're the ones who created the law. They need to fix it.
Do you feel that this in any way puts a dent into the sort of fiscal bulldog reputation you've built for yourself?
Not at all. Not at all, because this is not something, if I were to hire people for the purposes of helping them to try to increase their pensions, yeah, absolutely, then I deserve that whack. But I don't hire people for that reason, and that's why we've been able to be nationally accredited twice. So that suggestion that this has anything to do with my fiscal conservative approach to things, absolutely not. In fact, it probably argues against it, because why would, in every facet of this operation, would I be looking to cut costs, bring in additional revenues to the tune of $35 million in 10 years, and on one issue say, well, let's be wasteful with taxpayers' dollars. It just doesn't jive. So, no, I don't think so at all. But hopefully the voters agree.